All right, today, simplifying radicals again for the third time. Okay, we're gonna get pretty good at this, I promise. But here's the deal. Simplifying radicals, remember, you're gonna want your square roots in front of you, which are right on that page, so you're gonna be okay. But if I have the square root of 16, what do we get? We're just gonna get a whole number of 4. Okay, but if I go the square root of 32, remember we have to find the biggest perfect square that goes into this. What's it going to be? I know a lot of you are saying 4, 4, but remember we've got the square root of 16 times the square root of 2, okay, which is, what's the square root of 16? We're going to get the answer of 4 times the square root of 2. Okay, nothing real major right there. Okay, if I have the square root of 12, okay, my highest perfect square that goes into this is going to be 4. So I'm going the square root of 4 times the square root of 2 is going to give me 2 times the square root of 2. Okay, it's all good right there. Now, here's the deal. Biggest thing that we are learning today, a little bit different than what we want. It is called rationalizing the denominator. Okay, you are going to want to get this in your notes. Here's the deal. If I have the square root of 4 over 16, okay, we learned that we can go split this into 2 parts. We can go the square root of 4 over square root of 16, which, what's the square root of 4? We've got 2 over, what's the square root of 16? 4, which we can then simplify into 1/2. Okay, what if I have the square root of 28 divided by 7? Okay, in this case, guys, you're not going to want to split this into 2 parts, because what is 28 divided by 7? It's 4. So if I can make that a whole number, let's make that a whole number. So it's the square root of 4, which I can reduce right down to 2. All right, this is the confusing part now. What if I have something that can't be reduced like that? What if I have the square root of 3/5? Okay, I can't divide it out, and when I split it, what happens is I get the square root of 3 over the square root of 5. Okay, this is where I can't have square roots in my denominator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take what's in my denominator and I'm going to multiply both the top and the bottom by the denominator. So I'm going to multiply this by the square root of 5, and I'm going to multiply this by the square root of 5. Okay, so on the top, we get the square root of, what's 3 times 5? We get the square root of 15 over, remember, the square root of 5 times the square root of 5 gives us 5. Okay, then we got to take a look at this. Can I simplify the square root of 15? I cannot. So now this becomes my answer. We're good. We're simplified in the top with the square root of 15, and we have 5 in the bottom, which is fine because it's not a radical. Okay, what if I have the square root of 6 over 7? Okay, now I have split it. We've got the square root of 6 over the square root of 7. We have to rationalize our denominator into the square root of 7 times and the square root of 7, multiply them both. So we now have the square root of 42, because we had to take 6 times 7, over square root of 7 times the square root of 7 gives us 7. Okay, then we've really got to take a look at this. Can I simplify the square root of 42? Okay, well, let's check it out. Can we divide it by 4? We really can't. Can we divide it by 9? No. Doesn't give us a whole number. Can we divide it by 16? No, that doesn't give us a whole number either. Therefore, this is simplified. Okay, let's do one more. What if I have the square root of 6? Oh, that's not going to work. All right, let's actually erase this. we're going to go the square root of 3/4. Okay, let's check this out. We've got the square root of 3 over the square root of 4. Okay, actually we're going to be okay here. We've got the square root of 3 over, what's the square root of 4? I don't even have to rationalize this denominator because the square root of 4 is going to give me 2. So immediately I am, okay, so be extra careful. If you don't have to rationalize the denominator by multiplying, don't. If you can take the square root of it, do that. Let's do one more. Square root of 7/9. Okay, so if I split this, I've got the square root of 7 over the square root of 9. And remember, we've got a perfect square right here. So we've got the square root of 7 over 9. Okay, no big deal at all.